Thank you for joining us on this broadcast brought to you by Fifth Dimension. Alright, greetings. Yes, welcome to the strange. Welcome to, the land of the bizarre. If you can handle it. I imagine most can, but that's fine. Alright, ever since yesterday I've been connected to strange, more Agarthan beings. There's been a blockage. There's always going to be a blockage of some kind. Connected to Agarthan beings a while back, and then everything kind of shut down, and every once in a while it'll pop back up. So I don't really see alien beings from my third eye, but I have been seeing Agarthan energies recently, and that brings us to tonight's topic. Also, in the title of this, I'll have to change it because it has dimension and dimension again. I'll have to put vampire realities. Vampire stuff I was going to talk about. Well, we're about to go into that. That's pretty popular in our pop culture for a reason. So, but first to go into from yesterday, I was connected to the creatures and stuff. He was doing a Jake, the rabbit, and then it's like I connected to Dave Rockefeller. Like, what the fuck am I connecting to? So, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was rough. So I was connected to Agarthan beings. I would see like a giant through my third eye. I saw like a giant cobra snake. Don't normally see stuff like that. I mean, a large one. It was like like a 30 feet tall. I mean, he had his body wrapped around, but he had his, a big part of him that was, up in the sky. And also, I felt an interdimensional being, a wizard energy with a cloak on, but you couldn't see his face. So that's why I call it wizard without a face. It was black there. It doesn't mean it didn't have a face. It was like wearing what you would see a normal wizard would wear. Not like from Harry Potter. I guess Harry Potter has the same thing, but I don't connect to Harry Potter very much. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but it's same stuff for the most part. Yeah, that's like a lot of drama and a lot of. It's like it's obviously another dimension. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that. I haven't seen any of the movies. I don't think I ever will either. Maybe I don't think I can get through it. It just doesn't. Of course, Lord of the Rings, I couldn't get through that either. But I had a different energy about that. Harry Potter just doesn't do it. I guess it's for the younger generations, obviously, because that's a kid in it. I think that's for because I'm just not tapping into it. As I say, it doesn't have any relevance. It does. But the wizard without a face, basically, I just felt his presence pretty heavy. More like a cloak. And there was this darkness there. Now, if it was negative or not, it didn't really show anything. It's all in your perspective. Either way, it was, eventually, I mean, I don't know when these things are going to occur, but like we're going to, break holes into our dimensions so we can see more of the true reality that's here, the wizard realities. And also, obviously, it's going to be only in a small handful of people, or maybe more than that, opening up dimensions within their own vibration. And this might be the year of opening up those realms. Basically, let's see, it's like having not necessarily a physical fire on your finger or your hands, but that is to help with telekinesis energies, but just basically to, visualizing fire on your hands is like building up your chakra energies. And it's like visualizing it. You just kind of think of, like, I know this is all wizard stuff, but it's like visualizing like your finger like a fire flame, and I imagine you can't actually physically do that, but in due time. It's just basically going multi-dimensional in a Agarthan way. Obviously, society is in a slave state because it gave up its power, but there's various reasons of why humanity did that. Basically, knocking down the Atlantean the higher dimensional energies wasn't as easy as it might seem. Throughout history, you always hear about wizard energies. It wasn't as most of society was easy to shut down due to manipulations through Anunnaki or various beings, but not everybody is easy to shut down, because some are shut off and then they just reactivate themselves. They do exist. They still currently exist. They might feel like feeling like you're an outsider is, you're connecting more to your multidimensional self, basically, your higher dimensional self, your alien self, whatever it might be. But Agarthan energies are still more powerful than any alien energy can be done here. It's connected to your wizard self, it's like fighting the wizard or sorceress side of you, or witch, white witch, dark witch, whatever it might be. Find those attributes can truly open up the earth, and somebody feel fear of it. Of course, you can't get attacked. Only so much. Like somebody like James Randi, who is a atheist and doesn't believe in any of this stuff, is a magician himself, which does trickery already. So, but you can master that where you can block his interactions. You just got to know what you're doing. So when he tries to manipulate you, you can shut it off. Basically, is what I'm getting at. So it is possible, just knowing your abilities, and there's no handbook of how to do this. You guys have just had to figure itself out. So basically, we're connected to I would call it the Atlantean histories, basically. And this wizard being is basically like the wizard no face is a watcher, you could say. They're observing. It's from Agartha. Only reason the face is hidden, I give he's a shapeshifter, a scroll type of being. It's in the Captain Marvel saying the scroll. He says he's a scroll, but he's a wizard scroll. He's not a reptilian being. Technically, I guess not everybody here has reptilian DNA. A lot of the Agarthians do not have reptilian DNA. Of course, proving that's another story, that not everybody does. They had fairy DNA that's even more powerful than any reptilian DNA can be. They can overpower any reptilian being. So you're not just so you have the DNA of the Earth. Basically, you have DNA of other versions of Earth that the reptilians have not tapped into. The reptilians can't tap into everything. So this version of Earth, we're warning through the reptilian experience. And a lot of beings don't want us to make friends with the reptilians, want us to be war with them, want us to hate them, want us to despise them, which is pretty obvious, right? Of course, you want to make friends with all species, no matter their points of view. You just want to end the war, basically. With humanity against unknown forces. Agarthan beings are watching all this very carefully. Now, like I said, sometimes I can't too. Sometimes I'm getting blocked from it. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of manipulations. It's not going to be the easiest to connect to. It's basically connecting to your inner power that you can, technically move mountains. Basically, you can open up a dimension to the Agartha, without even being, in by Mount Shasta or anything. You can do it anywhere. There's been many blockages throughout the histories. Well, we've been deactivated, but we're reactivating ourselves. And it's like the stairwell to yourself. Your chakras, what they're showing me is like a movie within yourself. It's like visualizing, what story is playing within you. It's like visualizing your soul. It's like what is it that you're seeing within yourself? It's whatever it might be. Obviously, there's a lot of Atlantean manipulation. A lot of the negative wizard Atlanteans do not want us to know about our Earth. They want us, but to test. It's like, are you willing to go the extra mile? of removing the blockages here. So once again, it's like it's just taking the blindfold off of this reality. It's not as easy as it might seem, of course. Taking your belief system and throwing it out the window, basically. You get into anything bizarre, like gremlin beings, goblin beings. Goblins are manipulators, so if they do show up, they're trying to shut down your connection. Now, some people have had incarnations of goblin beings. I've had that come up here once in a while with people who mention it. I don't think goblin is very positive, but then again, I guess it can be. There's always a positive somewhere, yeah. So there are positive goblins, they're just not the easiest ones to connect to. Those are also every being in Agartha has a power and magic to it. It's just that it's not really translating into fiction that much. It only shows the wizards only because they know the ancient arts, but everyone has a heightened ability. You just have to break through it. So fiction has not really showed us, the full truth of our reality. Like Harry Potter, everybody there has a wizard. At least in that wizarding school, everybody has a wizard energy. Everybody in the population of Earth has a wizard ability. It's just been shut down. Everyone's at different levels. Everybody does this, does that. Some people don't use it, whatever. Everybody's going to be different, just the way it is. Let's see here. Opening up Agartha is not as hard as you might think. It's the belief system, it's blockages, it's truly connecting to that power, and it's your willpower of yourself to basically. Now this has been coming into my mind recently. As every once in a while, it's like, I can do a connection here and then somebody up here behind me. It's like, and they're not from this reality. It's come up every once in a while. It's like I have not really concentrated on it. It's something to say I'll be working on it here and there, and I'm not going to have somebody pop out of the woodwork or anything like that. Now, people do see things behind me, but through their third eye, they can feel it. The idea is for it to be, to form itself here. We're going to see it more clearly, like Zeta energies for that matter. They're part of this, of course. It's tapping into the Agarthian realities and being comfortable with it. It comes and goes because some beings don't want you to connect to it, some beings do. It's at the war, basically. So the more comfortable you get with it, the better. It's like turning a page of your reality and going into a more heightened place. It's not something that you can do easily, but it is accomplishable. It's all in what you're comfortable with too. And of course, there's no book on how to do this either. It's basically you can allow this energy to come through where you can technically disappear from this reality. Of course, you gotta really know what you're doing. We would go into another dimension basically. So you can appear and disappear throughout the layers of dimensions. But you have to be really focused in a way where you're comfortable with it, because any type of fear is going to make it difficult for you to vanish. But it is possible to do this. Not to say you're going to go into spirit, you just go into another reality. And you can do it at the third dimensional level, but you gotta be really in tune with yourself. You gotta be really comfortable with who you are to be able to do it. How much of that is out there? So you gotta have a true belief system in it. So this is the crown of realities of knowing more about your higher dimensional selves, knowing about your Agarthian self. They can't help but they are being blocked also from assisting humanity because of the war on humanity. The war, that's what I can say. There are many ancient beings here from the past, however you want to look at it, are blocking our connections. It's not always government. Government plays a role in it, but also there's ancient wizards that aren't the easiest to tap into. Some of them are actually quite tall, like 12 feet tall. So they are Agarthian wizards, ancient Lanteans. I think they know everything. But it's however you want to look at it, it's a test. And more that you we're coming. I believe in this year, we are adding aliens to this more because like I said, it was a long time ago, a couple months ago, I connected to the Dark Elf, and that was fascinating as hell. And it went away. I felt Agarthan stuff would come through, nothing came through. Everything just was shut down. I guess there's a time and place for everything. Maybe they're not ready for me to knock on their door just yet. Either way, whatever's going on. The Agarthan world is, I mean, that will open up your alien parallel realities too. The Agarthan, the wizard self, your wizard realities, is something that's not the easiest to explore because there's a lot of caution there. Like, they don't want you there. Obviously, there's many positive beings that do, but other beings that like don't want you there for various reasons. Because basically, you can tap into Agartha anywhere around the world. Yes, there are places where it's easier to tap into it. Like, I went to Crystal River, there's a Agarthian energy there, for sure. And I connected to a lot of lower energies there, but there obviously was a positive vibration. I didn't really see crystal energies there. And the other, they didn't really, most likely connected to something, but they didn't allow it to be remembered. But it was a good, if I was out there for a couple of days or weeks, it'd be a different story. I was only there for a day. I wasn't there that long. Not even a day I was there, so if I was out there longer, it'd be a different story. Yeah, because it's like Sedona. When you're away from civilization, you just sort of shift with the vibrations. I don't know, I haven't experienced it, but, I'm just going by what I'm feeling. I don't know. I believe so. The less you're connected to this reality, all its nonsense, TV, news, all this stuff, obviously your psychic abilities aren't going to be 100%. Because we are being blocked on many throughout everything here. It's just, nothing's going to be 100%, just the way it is. I mean, you're not perfect, nobody's perfect, but some just, their abilities are more attuned to this reality for various reasons. Maybe they're very third dimensional, become fourth dimensional. Your abilities aren't always the best in this reality, if that makes sense. You're not always going to be 100% in anything, it's just the way it is. Whatever. Strangeness, though. There's a movie coming out called Avengers Endgame. Weird. Apparently, last night, either I viewed that movie in Astral. I was there watching that movie. I don't remember anything. I do remember it was Avengers Endgame. That's all I remember. A Black Widow was there. That's the female in there. I was with her. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I just know I remember Avengers. I remember that movie. I don't remember anything. I was with Black Widow during all of that. I don't know anything. So figure that one out. That's what it was like. It's on my mind, but I know it came out of nowhere. But I figure I put it out there as we go into the land of the bizarre. So the religion stuff. This is all connected to that. I haven't dived into that for various reasons. Because there's other topics I want to go to before I go into the religion energies. I might tap into some of that, but religions are gatekeepers, as you can see, prisons to a degree, false realities being plugged to. Jesus, unfortunately, is being manipulated. Now, does he have a problem with that? Yes and no. There's a darker side of him that enjoys it. There's a lighter side like, what the hell am I doing there? So, there's a positive and negative. Same like you can say with, unfortunately, Michael Jackson. That's not looking good. Because obviously there's a lighter side to him, but the darker side, obviously, is disgusting. I'm surprised they haven't banned his music altogether. I mean, but once again, just like Jesus, there's a positive side to it, and there's a really, welcome to Earth. Alright, we're not going to connect to any of that. I did that yesterday to a certain extent. We don't need to dive into that too far. For those that are new to all this, I'll give you a little bit of an update. This is ivarshard.com. We have private sessions throughout the week. We have whatever this is, scheduler. We have a gift card also if you want to go learn how to channel and be bizarre. My Google Hangout, Zoom, and channel on my phone. It's all recorded. If you want it recorded, you don't have to. I also have, I'm on today. We answered on Friday. Today from last week, we answered. I'm like a week for delivery. Same situation here. I have other channelers and healers I do recommend. We also have social network and bizarreness. Awesomeness. Okay, thank you for your support. Yes, it's all strange. I'm gonna get more bizarre. I'm gonna start even in the store offering more wizards type stuff, wizardry. They're allowing that doorway to open more, so I don't know where I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, obviously not power, or like telekinesis. I mean, you can do that. It's questions on telekinesis. I don't have any like guarantees anything's gonna work. It's a process that you kind of have to. It takes time. If you concentrate on enough, you can accomplish anything basically if you truly want to. But basically, to jump into what is it? Vampire realities. Those are beings that are shapeshifters, obviously. Think about a shape-shifting reality. The vampire one is obviously there's many civilizations that are connected to that. You can tell it through our fiction. Fiction only tells so much. Usually it's the females are the most powerful, which is interesting because you have Dracula, but it's actually the females that have the most power than that. The males are like Dracula is kind of like a superstar, like a lover of some kind, but he's like the Elvis of vampires. He has a lot of cool stuff about him, but he's like really tortured. So there's positive vampire realities or negative ones. The negative ones are just a lot of vampire people are here. A lot of vampire energies are used basically for sucking your energy out of you. Boy, is that the truth of it. You don't have to necessarily drink blood. You just pull a vibration out of people. I believe our world is healing that reality. I'm not sure how well that's going. But the vampire realities are, once again, the magic reality. Once again, look at vampires. They all have abilities, all have power. It's not just only a few of them. They all have it to a degree. So same thing with wizard stuff. Same situation. They don't really. I don't think it's in our fiction where everybody has magic abilities. That is a true reality that will eventually be put out there. Eventually. They don't want people to know that right now. They want you to know a couple of people like Merlin has that ability. A few others, and that's it. That's manipulation through our fiction. Everybody can have at various levels. Once again, nobody's going to be the same. Yeah, stones aren't going to work the same with people. Healing stones aren't going to work the same for. Might not work at all. Some might work, some might not. Meditation doesn't work for everybody. Everybody has their own way of doing things, obviously. Which makes this world very difficult. You just have to do the best you can. Let's see, with the wizard, let's see, with the vampire realities, let's see here. Are not all of them, but some are war realities. It's basically the vampire against the human. Humans are seen as lunch. They want to take. There are realities where it is like you see, like you have the human and you have the vampire reality. Vampires are trying to turn the whole world into a vampire society, basically, but it's under their control. At least that's the darker side of it. Obviously, there are other vampire realities where everybody gets along with each other, but obviously there's darker sides to it. There's always going to a lot of humans go to those worlds to get seduced, it's It's another way of soul growth for sure. Let's see here. It's another version of love, basically, you can say. But maybe it's not the love that you've. It's another way for souls to connect to magic at another reality. That you, not everyone's gonna be connected to these worlds, but some of them. It's like a vampire world. Once you, it's similar to the zombie reality. Once you get connected to it, it's difficult to let go. Like if you're in a zombie reality, you just reincarnate in the zombie reality over and over and over. Same thing with the vampire reality. You just keep going over and over and over again, and releasing from that is not easy. It's just you get addicted to it. It's like any reality. This one is here to, help people out of that. And there are some people here that are vampires that just want to suck blood and have fun with that. There's actually a vampire society. You can say a Church of Satan's kind of connected to that to a certain degree. But that's a whole. Those are also realities where there's a bunch of Satan worshippers and have fun with that. Whereas actually a Satan that does walk around or have fun with that or clear that. But either way. This red guy in his suit and all that, definitely. There's always a reality for anything that fits your. We're here to. I believe at least there's different ways to look at this world, but we're here to heal those other parallel realities to get ourselves together. We're here to bring a balance. Not to say we're going to heal those realities. We're here to heal this world, but we're being hit by all these different negative realities. It's just like hell on earth. So healing this earth is basically surviving it. Connected to your wizard abilities, not the easiest, but you'd be surprised how much you believe in it, how much you intake it. Because it is possible to. It's just all in your belief system. It's not always time for it. Some have blockages, but there's always going to be a blockage because this is the next evolution of human. Is the wizard human, the magic human, basically, or sorceress human, however you want to word it. The magic reality it's adapting it into your own environment, is allowing it to open it up within yourself. It's almost like having like an eye, an actual physical eye show up on your forehead, basically. It's like it's changing your DNA. So you can do it when the time is right. Doesn't mean you're going to have a physical eye show up, but there'll be future humans when that exists. So this is a transition year, a slow transition to adapt to your higher dimensional self. Higher dimensional self is your Atlantean self, your Lemurian self, somewhere connecting more to the Palladians. There's always going to be, what version of human are you? Are you a Palladian? Are you a human wizard? What are you? Human Zeta. Follow that side of you that where it doesn't mean it's going to 100% to open this stuff up, but we are in the time of basically we're going to get assistance too. We do have wizard guides too, wizard spirit guides that I don't think I've ever heard of before, actually, which makes sense. Basically your actually I have heard too, but this is a little bit different. I've heard of Merlin spirit guides, but this is like actual wizardry type of beings, female and male energies, to assist with. Basically it's like even add extra wizard guides to you. It's like from Agarthan realities. I know it sounds out there, but not necessarily. It's like you ask them to come to bring assistance, you might feel a change. I'm actually feeling it now as I'm talking about it, which I didn't know even existed. I never really thought about it. I've heard of Merlin, and I was like, whatever. It's like, have fun with that one. It's like, this one I'm feeling, it's like Agarthan wizardry or sorcery guides, and it can help with telekinesis. It can open with all attributes of opening up. It's not going to be a fast transition because once again, you're so used to being human, of being shut down. I believe many people here can be activated quite quickly, but society is built to be, none of this exists, right? It's a programmed robot society. Nothing wrong with that because it's a test, it's a challenge, it's hell, so it's there for. It's there to make your life a living hell. It's doing a great job of it. It's like, gets the Academy Award of that. So, yeah, so you say the lesson of today is ask for your Agarthan spirit guides. Obviously, do a clearing. If you feel something negative, kick it out. Agarthan spirit guide energy sorcerers, and just it's something that, you know, yeah, connected to your own source energy. Was it Sasquatch spirit guides too? You can ask for them. Whatever works for you. And you can also alien guides and all that, but alien guides from the Earth. Now, not everything's going to come in through quite easily, but basically connecting to your sorcerer, your wizard connections will add more magic to your reality, change your DNA, because you can shift your DNA. It does take time. One moment. It's all in your belief systems, and of course it has to do with the timing, because the timing does have a lot to do with it, with the Earth, and just they know more about it than we do. It doesn't. I wouldn't expect anything major to happen just yet, but basically it's your adaptation to clearing the old vices of society. It's realized, like, yes, it's a programmed society. It's been done to the ancients forever. Ancient gods, however you want to, ancient gods or ancient wizards of the past. It's like a chapter in a book. It's these type of lessons. You go through that era of time. That is a chapter of the book. You change a chapter. You go through Roman times. You change a chapter. You go through the Dark Ages. It's all through basically like the book of time. Basically, you want to call it. If you want, if you want to look at it. So now we're in a time of basically of technology, reliance on technologies, alien technology, Anunnaki, wherever you want to talk, or however you want to look at it. But there's nothing. So Agarthan power is always going to be stronger. It's not going to be easiest. It was like a great power brings more pain in the ass problems. Because think about if you activate yourself as a wizard being, and you're actually doing like telekinesis stuff that's insane. You want that attention around you. It's like you can't shut it off. You're like a super powered being. Do you want that attention? So slowly is a necessity. Obviously, it does help. The alien energies are always going to be there too, but the Agarthan vibrations are part of, of the Earth, of Mother Earth, of various versions of Earth. It's basically part of Earth's inception. It's always going to be, these are the wizard energies are from versions of Earth before this Earth was ever conceived, even way beyond any Atlantean. I looked at Atlanteans. That's a recent one. Of course, that's very ancient. Of course, but it's still what I connect to. But it's basically wizards from a parallel world that before Earth was ever called Earth, ever had a name of as what it's called today. Obviously, a lot of alien beings were assigned to this world to do a lot of manipulations over society, and now as humanity breaks out of that, it's going to have to be gradual, because once again, you connect more to your wizard self, you're going to scare the hell out of a lot of people. It's the other thing why things have not been fully activated. It's like, you might be ready, but society is still a youngster. Spiritually, it's like a kid still. So, it's, but basically for alien knowledge, in due time, Agarthan knowledge is really where it all is at this moment. The ancient wizards of the past keep themselves cloaked. They're in fiction here and there, little attributes here and there. Is what we can handle. There's a lot of darkness here, like in Netflix. There's a lot of nasty stuff in there. Jeez, I was surprised how much murder is on that. We come from a history of not the most positive history either. So coming out of that, more of a positive environment, it's not that easy. When you're so used to the past, you have ideas to heal the past, and many are having difficulties healing their past self. Because your past self, you know, if you need something negative currently, it's because the negative side of you is still, you have not let it go. You know, if you need it through fiction or something like that, it just, you know, it's usually a past connection, or it's a darkness within currently. It's usually connected to some kind of past life, an unfulfilled darkness. So you fulfill it here. So through fiction is usually the easiest, or through some kind of vice of cigarettes or whatever it might be. So as we go into the wizard realities of knowing more about ourselves, connecting more higher dimensional spirit guides, there are different levels of spirit guides. Once again, many here are, you'd be surprised how many are connected to the ego here, because that's, you know, they feel like they know everything. That's as far as they want to go too. It's like, this is my knowledge, I know everything to a certain point. There's always going to be more, but they don't want to hear it. So, and it's another way to slow people down. It's like, oh, this is all the knowledge, I have all the knowledge, come to me, but there's always going to be more knowledge, you're not going to let it come through. So they're kind of like a block for themselves, a block for others. So, you know, it's, I mean, everybody's going to have some sort of ego, of course, but there's a controlling ego, let's put it that way. And they make themselves know. Some are scared. Some egos are terrified of what's out here. So, once again, they do this because they're afraid of what's out here. So, there's like, oh, you can only channel these beings, you can't see them, blah, 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 yeah. So, let's see, for beings to be seen here, like, stand behind me, not just yet, I was scared the shit out of people. It doesn't mean it won't happen eventually. You might see a fit. Now, some people might be connected to the vibrations of it, yes, by Zeta. From what I can feel, Zeta energies, there are wizard energies, but they're not easy to detect. They keep themselves pretty cloaked pretty well. The Cobra energy is a sign of the times. Things are changing. The Cobra that I saw it through my third eye. I didn't see it physically. Yes, it's a sign of the times. There are, I mean, think about, you know, beings that are like 30 feet tall. Think about realities where that exists. Doesn't mean we're going to have that here, but, you know, in the physical, but that's, you can say technically that's like that's the giant. The giants are making themselves known. That's Agartha, basically. So even angels are known to be that big, taller. So anything large. So, you know, we just that, you know, if you feel like anything in your third eye or see anything of, you know, like a giant, it says you're on the right track. A lot of it has to do with, yeah, the universe. This is what I was told in the past too. A lot has to do with the universe. The universe has its own timeline. Our world has a timeline. You know, our world is kind of the pain in the ass world. It's like we're the superstar of pain. It's like however you want to look at it. Yeah, as for most of society being where they are, they're here for a show, as you can see. So not to say what show is coming, but yeah, I don't have any idea where the future holds, but I would expect more wizard energies to strengthen it, to do work through the trees, but realize also they can work through anything. They can work through your house, they can work through anything. A wizard of higher dimensional knowledge can work through a fan, anything, can speak through anything to get their power. Because they work through the trees, they work through Mother Earth, but they can find something to power them up to get to a certain state. So let's see here. From what I feel from humanity at this time, it's debating on what it wants to go through. It's like, do we really want to go through this? It's like, either way, the knowledge is going to be known. The wizard realities are not necessarily being seen physically. It will kind of work through you. Some people are already going. Imagine there's quite a few already going through this already. I'm kind of like a late boomer in that regard. Well, I've been blocked like hell. That hasn't been my focus. My focus has been, I don't know, something, whatever the hell is coming to me. Basically, that's my focus. But I've connected to magic type of messages in the past, and it's a time for everything, as you can see. I would just expect more Agarthan energy. Actually, open up portal energy is not always necessary for everything at all times. If you feel the dark beings, you can also use your own vibration. Not always the easiest to shut down low energies with your own in due time. We're kind of a youngster. Yeah, we're crawling right now. We're at the baby state of basically learning how to walk. Wizard knowledge. It's a heavy stuff because that's pretty much the higher dimensional self is where we're heading. And maybe you have difficulties in this reality, of course. Who doesn't? Anytime you're going against the grain of your modern thinking, it's not going to be easy. Obviously, it's going to be hell on wheels, basically, because most of society's relaxed and comfortable in the old thinking, but we need everything. We need all. If you want change, sometimes you get tired of change and need to relax with somebody that isn't here to change at all. So, if that makes sense. Like Bashar, I went to Bashar, I need somebody to clear my vibration. Bashar, for some reason, worked. It doesn't look like it's like it works for a lot of people. It doesn't work for me very much because I need something that's insane. But for many, that works. So there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, this stuff gets weird. The faceless wizards. There's several of them. They're just not showing their face. That's all. I saw one. It was like heavy around me. It was neat. It wasn't negative. I don't want to get negative. It was just strange. That's all. So a lot of them are just going to show themselves cloaked for a while. From what I'm feeling, it was more like he had pointy ears. He was obviously an Agarthan, but like a fairy wizard or a elf with more like an elf wizard. Is what I'm getting. We're still not showing his face. It doesn't matter. It's an ancient one. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of them. Of course, elf wizards. Elf wizard. That's different. That's a new one. There's a lot of elf wizards out there that we're not aware of anything. We don't know anything. So elf wizard energy is basically they are aware of the future of our reality. Our reality, it's like our dimension is a crazy person's dimension. Not to say theirs is much easier, but at least they have an idea of what's going on. We have no idea. So that's the other thing. I don't know if I mentioned it here that all of us have other versions of ourselves in parallel realities that are positive. But you need this world to exercise yourself, to strengthen yourself. But you need this other positive reality to keep you sane, if that's even possible. Of course, that obviously is manipulation to close that out, which makes this even worse. Sometimes you need it closed out, but sometimes it's too closed where you can lose your mind completely. But is that we need this reality for soul adjustment to ground ourselves, to remember what's important. 'Cause sometimes other realities are forget. There's different reasons for it. It's various different reasons. It's just no one answer for anybody. It's always going to be different. Everyone has their own definition of this reality, so it's never going to be the same for each one. Everyone is different. Everything here is always going to be different for everyone. It's like 1,000 different reasons. Some people, that old channeling is like, aliens like us because of our we're outgoing and all that. It's crap. It's nothing. There's dozens of things that we're all connected to. That just makes us unique. And we're all we're fixing or making worse different parts of ourselves. A lot of it's strength. It's that and so many more other things. Yeah, just do everything you can to survive, basically. Wizard dimensions, wizard being like beings going to appear or anything like that. I would expect more of this type of like the wizard reality to start coming through more, through me at least. Little by little. Oh, ancient religions, yeah, that is sorcerers from other dimensions come here to obviously manipulate humanity. L. Ron Hubbard, sorcerer, very dark. Yeah, very dark. He knew exactly what he was doing. So that gives you an understanding. Yeah. Even Constantine. Constantine, yeah, there's a lot of darkness around Constantine. Constantine had created the Catholic Church, or was a part of it. Blah blah blah. He was. I think he was a dark being too. Anything that's connected to religions. Obviously, religion has a lot of good to it. Constantine, I think there was some good there. I see mostly dark, but there was some good there somewhere. There's always going to be, not all religion's horrible. It has its positives to it, of course. Even with Scientology, everything has a good side to it. It's just like, damn, there's other sides that are like, whoa, holy shit. Even cults, I mean, religion technically is a cult, so there's good and bad. It's on the hub where you find your balance, basically. Sometimes you need the negative to find the positive. The negative is much needed. So, but either way, it's it's unsteady waters. It's rough here. But some get really fragile, very protective because they're going through soul growth and what you're interfering with it, which is fine. But you can't make everybody happy. Just the way it is. But Constantine, I think it is more darkness than light, from what I can gather. But a lot of dark, just not good stuff. L. Ron Hubbard, a wizard of our time, shows how religions were created in the past too. L. Ron Hubbard's no different than anyone else in the past creating a religion. Like Martin Luther, I think there was a positive to Martin Luther to clear out a lot of the Catholic Church stuff. So it was a positive energy there. Obviously not the easiest, but I think the intentions were good in the long run. From what I can gather from this connection at least, I don't think it was all horrible. So the Greeks, the ancient Greek gods, and obviously Egyptian gods are still here doing their thing. So they're just in modern religion in different forms. Archangels technically are still connected to the ancient gods to a certain degree, depending on who you talk to. Obviously, Archangel Michael and archangels still have positive energy around them, but there's different ways of looking at it. Not all of them have wings. That's due to the religious situation, but either way, it's obviously the ancient religions are here too. Let's see. Have humanity basically lose its. It's like to take all your power and to drain it out of you. But now you're bringing it back. And of course, it's seen as heresy. Psychic abilities, healing abilities, all seen as villainous. Eventually, it'll be seen as the norm. We're getting there. We got a ways to go, as you can see. So, all right. So new positive energies. Thank you for those that are still here. Yeah, it's going to get more bizarre. We're just in the early stage. So we're going to do more Agarthan stuff. Religious stuff but mostly going to go into Agarthan energies. It's essential for our ascension. Of course, alien stuff would be still involved. Of course, it would be a mixture of everything. But Agarthan stuff is like getting to know more of Mother Earth's energy, have her vibration to come through. Is basically we have all. Anyway, we'll figure it all out. All right, take care, everyone. Thank you for your support. Much love. See you tomorrow.